Hi, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing, fantastic, wonderful, spectacular day. I've got some really fun and exciting news to share with you. Do you see this sign above me? It might look familiar to some of you. A long, long time ago, like when the coronavirus first started shutting everything down, I made a couple of videos that were called Wonder, I Wonder, Come Wonder with Me. That's right, I wonder. And I invited you to send in some questions that you had about Jesus, about God, Christianity, the world, life, faith, whatever. No questions were off limits. And we had some fun questions, like, did Jesus wear socks? Spoiler alert, no. Or, was Jesus wealthy? Also no. And if you want to watch those videos, they're on our YouTube page. But I thought it could be really fun if we started doing some more I Wonder videos again. So starting this Sunday, all the way until Lent, that's 6 Sundays. You could send your questions in to me, and I'll try my best to answer them. So remember, no question is off limits. Whatever you got cooking up in that curious brain of yours, you can email it to me, you can text it to me, you could send it over Facebook, and it can be in a video or just your words. Because what I love about the Bible and Jesus and our faith, and especially our Genesis community, is that questions are encouraged and wondering is encouraged. Woohoo! So we're gonna kick off this Sunday with a question from our very own Agnes. Give it up for Agnes, everyone. Agnes, what's your question?
Excuse me, Miss Allie, why do men in the Bible wear dresses?
Whoa, that's a very good question. Why do men in the Bible wear dresses? When I've got questions, I like to look it up in a book. And I just so happen to have two of the most perfect books to show you today. The world of the Old Testament and the world that Jesus knew. So let's start in this book. This book is going to tell us about what the world in the Old Testament was like. So remember, that's all the time before Jesus was born. Let's take a look. In the beginning, clothing was very simple. Human beings started wearing clothes so they could stop being naked all the time. Remember Adam and Eve in the garden? The first clothes didn't look like boxer shorts though. They were likely a variation on the blanket, whatever worked to keep a body warm. Oh, so clothes were mostly about function rather than fashion, keeping them warm from the cold or dry from the rain. That makes sense. The Egyptians were into comfort and beauty, and their climate was warm. Their fabric was linen made from flax, which was native to the Nile Valley. Whoa, look how beautiful those outfits are. So it seems like humans would use whatever materials were around them, animal skins or flax that they turned into linen, and they made clothes that were appropriate for their climate. Since linen was breathable and Egypt was hot, that makes a great pair. Oh, this is interesting. Take a look. Clothing indicated status. Wealthy people everywhere showed off their status with fancier clothes that included special fringes and sleeves and layers and more elaborate headgear and color. Okay. So we've seen clothing go from just basic functions keeping you warm and dry to getting fancier and fancier and fancier, and then pretty soon clothing was a status between those who had a lot of money and those who didn't have a lot of money. Now let's take a look at the world Jesus knew. What did clothes look like in the New Testament? Hey, here's our tunics. The wool or linen undergarment was a tunic made like a poncho with a hole for the head and belted at the waist. So I still don't see anything about pants. Sometimes when we're looking up the answer to a question, we have to look in multiple sources. So I asked the internet, what is the history of pants? And you know what I found out? Nobody really knows for sure. Because it kind of depends on the culture and the climate that people were living in. But one thing that a lot of historians agree on is that pants came about out of necessity. So remember when we were talking about function over fashion? Well, imagine trying to ride a horse in a tunic or in a dress or a skirt. Whoa, that could be breezy. So it looks like when culture started riding horses more often or using this fancy word called domesticated, that shortly after that, pants started being made because that made it a lot easier to ride a horse. So to answer your question, Agnes, men in the Bible wore dresses because that is what their culture did. And their culture was influenced by a lot of factors. The function of the clothing, the climate they were living in, and the fashion of the day. I love this question because it really gets into culture and fashion. Because pants for men and then pants for women didn't really become popular until maybe couple hundred years ago. So that means for most of human history, men and women wore dresses or tunics. And what's really cool is that now a lot more men and women are starting to wear dresses again. Harry Styles, anyone? Dresses are for everybody. Whew, that was a lot of talking. If you have questions about God, the Bible, Christianity, the way the world works, anything, you can email them to me, or you can text them to me, Facebook them to me, send a letter in the mail, and I would love to wonder with you. Thanks for wondering with me.